And now, here's the next edition of Applied Common Sense.
I'm Dr. Mitchell Perry, and today's topic is the shoulds. Do you ever notice people should on you a lot? And you probably should on them as well. People are shoulding on each other all the time. You should be nicer. You should lose weight. You shouldn't feel that way. What you should have done was this. How do you feel when somebody shoulds on you? If you're like most folks, you feel bad, you feel defensive, you feel obligated, you feel guilty. And the last thing you ever want to do is actually do it. If somebody says, you should lose weight and exercise, do you say, thank you very much, I really appreciate that? No, it just makes it worse. So, if you should on others, which you do, my recommendation is change the wording if you want to get people to actually comply. There are 3 approaches instead of should. The first one is called you might. You might say to someone, you might want to lose weight. If you say that, it has the least amount of horsepower and will still allow the person to consider losing weight. Number 2 is the medium horsepower replacement for the shoulds. And that is, I encourage you, or I urge you, or I recommend. If you say, I encourage you to work out, or I encourage you to exercise, notice the reaction will be by far less than you should. If you want the most amount of horsepower with the least amount of resistance, then use option 3, which is, I want you to. I want you to work out and lose weight. So think about those 3 once again. You might, I encourage, or I want you to. Pick one that seems to fit the best for your relationship with that person. And when you do that, when you replace the shoulds with you might, I encourage, or I want you to, you're much more likely to get compliance with a lot less defensiveness. So stop shoulding on people and replace those shoulds with those other options. You'll get by far better results with a lot less pushback. I'm Dr. Mitchell Perry, and that's today's edition of Applied Common Sense.